Welcome back to our journey through human prehistory. Last time, we explored the Lower Paleolithic, where our earliest ancestors took their first steps and crafted the first simple tools. Today, we're fast-forwarding to a truly transformative era, the Middle Paleolithic. This period, stretching from about 300,000 to 30,000 years ago, is not just about stone tools. It's the age when we Homo sapiens first appeared on the world stage. It's the age of our famous cousins, the Neanderthals, and the first whispers of what it truly means to be human: art, ritual, and complex thought. So get ready, because we're about to meet our ancestors and uncover the innovations that set them on a path to change the world forever. The most significant event of the Middle Paleolithic is, without a doubt, the emergence of our own species. Around 300,000 years ago in Africa, the first anatomically modern humans, or Homo sapiens evolved. The fossil discoveries at Jebel Irhoud in Morocco are a game-changer, pushing back the origins of our species much further than we once thought. These weren't people who looked wildly different from us. If you gave them a haircut and modern clothes, they could probably walk down the street today without turning too many heads. They had the high rounded skulls and smaller faces that we recognize in ourselves. This was the dawn of us. While these early Homo sapiens were starting their journey in Africa, the vast continents of Europe and Asia were dominated by another equally impressive group of hominins, the Neanderthals. For a long time, Neanderthals have been unfairly painted as brutish, unintelligent cavemen. The reality is far more fascinating. These were a highly successful and resilient people, perfectly adapted to the cold, challenging environments of Ice Age Eurasia. They were shorter and stockier than Homo sapiens a build that was excellent for conserving heat. They were powerful hunters capable of taking down large game like mammoths, woolly rhinos, and giant deer. This wasn't just reckless charging with spears. It required cooperation, planning, and a deep understanding of their environment and the behavior of their prey. The evidence shows they were intelligent, resourceful, and far from the simple-minded brutes of popular caricature. So, what was the key technological leap of this era? It's a technique with a French name, the Levallois Technique. Say it with me, Levallois. This wasn't just about banging two rocks together. It was a revolutionary method of stone tool production that demonstrates a huge cognitive leap. Imagine a napper carefully preparing a core stone, shaping it, visualizing the final product before it even exists. They would then strike the core in a precise way to detach a flake of a predetermined size and shape. This prepared core technique was like having a blueprint in your mind. It allowed them to produce standardized, sharp, and efficient tools like points for spears and versatile scrapers on demand. It was the Stone Age equivalent of mass production, saving time and energy while yielding a consistently high-quality product. This technique wasn't exclusive to one group. Both Neanderthals with their mouse-steering tool industry and early Homo sapiens used this clever innovation. It shows a new level of foresight, planning, and skill that was a hallmark of the Middle Paleolithic mind. But perhaps the most profound developments of this era weren't just in technology, but in the stirrings of symbolic thought and culture. For the first time, we see clear evidence that our ancestors were thinking about more than just survival. They were starting to grapple with concepts like death, identity, and beauty. One of the most powerful examples comes from Shanidar Cave in Iraq. Here, archaeologists discovered the remains of a Neanderthal who was intentionally buried. Pollen analysis from the soil around the body suggested he might have been laid to rest on a bed of flowers. While the flower burial theory is still debated, the act of burial itself is significant. It implies that death had meaning, that the group cared for their deceased members and didn't just leave them to the elements. At Shanidar and other sites, we also find Neanderthals who lived to old age with severe injuries, like a man who was blind in one eye and had a withered arm. He couldn't have survived alone. This is compelling evidence of compassion and social care. The group looked after its sick and elderly, suggesting strong social bonds and a sense of community responsibility. They were taking care of each other. This is a behavior we would absolutely recognize as human today. And it wasn't just about how they treated each other. They were also beginning to decorate themselves and their world. We find the use of pigments, especially red ochre, a natural iron oxide clay. They were grinding it up and likely using it to paint their bodies, their belongings, or perhaps their living spaces. Why? It's a form of self-expression. It could have been for ritual, for social signaling, or simply for adornment, the earliest form of makeup. We also find the first pieces of jewelry. perforated shells and animal teeth that were clearly strung together to be worn as necklaces or bracelets. Think about that. The desire to adorn yourself, to express your identity through what you wear, is a deeply human trait that has roots stretching back over 100,000 years. It's not about survival. It's about culture. So let's recap the Middle Paleolithic. It's the era where Homo sapiens are born in Africa. It's the golden age of the Neanderthals in Eurasia, who were not brutes but sophisticated hunters and toolmakers. It's the time of the clever Levallois Technique, showcasing advanced planning and skill. And most importantly, it's when we see the first undeniable evidence of symbolic behavior, intentional burials, caring for the sick, and the use of pigments and personal ornaments. These aren't just artifacts. They are windows into the minds of our ancestors. They show us that the journey to becoming fully human, with all our complexity, creativity, and compassion, was well underway. The stage was set for an even more dramatic chapter in our story. Next time we'll dive into the Upper Paleolithic, an era of explosive creativity, the arrival of Homo sapiens in Europe, the mystery of the Neanderthals, disappearance, and the creation of some of the most breathtaking art the world has ever seen. You won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and if you're enjoying this journey through time, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next episode. See you then!